Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today, we decided to try to mix it up a little bit. So Ben, here was my idea.
Okay.
I asked my wife to go to our bourbon wall and select a couple of bourbons, or they could be whiskeys, I guess, and put them in a bag. I don't know what's in the bag.
And then I take the bag and beat you with it.
No, that's a different game. There's a theme. Now, she'll tolerate bourbon, but she doesn't love it. So the theme is probably not their weeders or something really bourbon-y.
Yeah.
It's probably more, they all have a horse on the label, and no offense, but you know what I mean? It's probably more the look of the bottle as opposed to...
So we don't know what we're drinking. So are we going to try to guess what the theme is, or is it maybe going to be apparent right away, or is it just a reason to drink three random bourbons and have fun with it?
Well, of course, yes, that's ultimately our reason. However, at the end, there is a little card in an envelope that will open and see if we guess what the actual theme that she intended was.
Okay, so she did apparently try to make this a little difficult maybe then?
That would be my guess.
Yeah, warranted putting a card with the answer. Okay.
And then while we're trying to figure it out, we're also probably going to have a pour or two.
Yeah, so this really could go any direction. Like this could be
the greatest
how many
idea
vowels
ever.
are in the title of each bourbon. Like it could be something like that. Okay, let's do it. Bring them out.
So in this
I don't even know what it is, and I'm excited. It turns out I'm always excited just to drink bourbon. Because I always say I'm excited about this one.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So obviously the name of the game is What's in the Bag.
All right.
So that's probably a movie reference.
Oh, What's in the Box. We haven't done a What's in the Box review in a while.
It's been a while. Yeah. So I will actually pull the lid. Why don't you do you one at a time? I'll let you do the honors. Pull the bottle out. And
ooh. I have no idea what the theme of these three could possibly be.
I don't even know yet. I don't see anything yet. So
dun, dun, dun. Got the Willet pot still.
Okay.
We have Tin Cup 10-year.
Wow.
And we have Stillhouse Black Bourbon. Is it called Black Bourbon? Yeah, Black Bourbon.
And that's it, right? There's nothing else in there.
So I think maybe the theme of this is interesting looking bottles, because Tin Cup is a pretty cool bottle.
So when I saw this one, I think Leah picked this one out and Leah picked this one out. She didn't pick this one out. So all right, we should start pouring just so that.
Tell you what, let's do this.
Okay.
We've already reviewed this, and we've already reviewed the Tin Cup 10. Neither one of us have ever had Willet pot still. So let's make this into like a little Willet pot still. Well, we'll do a little note on each one of these, but let's take the opportunity, since we've never had this before, and drink this one first before it gets kind of influenced by anything else.
And then, so I'll pour that on the right. And so.
Yep. Yeah, we'll do our typical right to left thing here. Let's do the Stillhouse last. Because I'd like to see how that tastes after drinking.
Because that does have a coffee influence. It's not coffee flavored.
Coffee mellowed, apparently.
Yeah, coffee mellowed is their phrasing. And I actually remember liking that, so
I feel like you have to pour this one like this.
It does pour weird. It's a little awkward. And you knew somebody that really liked this one, or they requested this review?
What?
The Stillhouse. I thought you.
Oh yeah, my son-in-law.
Yeah, he requested the.
Because he had a bottle of it and he was enjoying it.
Did you call it a bottle?
Well, or a tin can of it. I think I just called it a bottle.
And the Tin Cup. So Tin Cup is an American whiskey. It's from the Colorado. And
so I'm going to, well, you know what? I'm not going to say anything until we get into the tasting of this.
Oh, you have theories?
Well, not necessarily theories, but avoiding preconceived notions is the name of the game here.
Oh, that's a fair. Okay, let's just see.
I think we got to go with cool bottles, right?
Well, cool bottles, definitely. This is 10 years. That's definitely not aged super long. What's the proof point on this? Do we know?
I think this is
84. That's 80.
Yep. So it's not proof.
And I can't read this at all. Do you know the proof point on this? Oh, there's some writing.
Yeah, I have no idea what
94.
Okay, so that's... I'm going bottles. I'm going cool bottles.
Cool bottles?
Non-traditional bottles. Oh, there we go. So, since this is our first tasting of Willet Pot still.
Okay, yeah, let's start there.
So, do we do this as like a little mini review?
I think so. This one, for sure. I mean, this one I like.
I still think we should maybe do a separate review of this bottle.
Well, if
just
it's good.
on its own.
Otherwise, we'll just...
So...
Otherwise, I'm busy that day.
On the nose. Now, this is a Willet product.
It is a Willet product, and we've had...
hence the name.
Mixed... like Pure Kentucky, another Willet product I actually really like. It's 107 proof. It does have what I think is the pot still flavor.
Yeah, it's a little musty.
Yeah.
I get a must off of Willet products.
A metallic kind of note.
Yeah, I feel like they do better with proof.
Yes.
In my experience. And this is the lowest proof Willet product we've had, so.
Is it?
Yep.
So we're setting ourselves up for success, that sounds like.
It's got that note, for sure. I don't know if maybe this one isn't quite as bad as I remember,
more of a
but
rich brown sugar.
I was just gonna say it's really coated in brown sugar. That's the dominant note that I'm getting. So I don't know if it's maybe I'm getting past that note.
Yeah,
the more
sure.
products of theirs I've had, or maybe just that I've had some other ones that are similar that I've actually liked. Because there's been a few reviews we've done where I've said it's got that note that I normally don't like, but it's working somehow in this one because of what it's in. And brown sugar is absolutely
brown sugar.
Right there.
Yep, I'm going for it.
All right, cheers.
So right up front, there's a real richness, but then there's a metallic, kind of vanilla metallic kind of note. It's not bad, but it's just really prominent.
There's a rich sweetness to it. I think that brown sugar comes through on the palate.
Yes. It's not, I'm like 94 proof, it actually drinks like a lower proof than that. Like I'm not getting any like proof spice or...
I'm not getting much proof spice, but it has a nice, I mean, it's not weak and it doesn't feel overly watered down.
There might be a little bit of citrus.
It's kind of a hard one to pin down.
It's not bad. It's there's a little bit more spice that time.
So, preconceived notions that I was talking about.
Sure.
A, I have not traditionally been a fan of Willet products.
Okay.
B, I don't think I have ever heard one positive thing about this bourbon. Like,
oh, really?
Everything I've seen, everything I've heard, and maybe it's not a ton of stuff, but there have been a handful of, like, you know, whether it's a post on Instagram or I don't know if I've ever really watched a review of it.
I don't think I ever have.
But I've just heard a lot of people trash this bourbon.
It's got a great looking bottle. It's very unique, obviously. You know, it stands out on the shelf.
I don't think it's that bad.
No.
I would say I don't think it is bad.
I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's maybe unique and special. And maybe it doesn't justify the really cool looking bottle, but it's a fine bourbon. And it does change my perception of Willet a bit because it does not have what I thought was the pot still kind of flavor.
Yeah, that musty note. I'm not getting that as much off of here, which is weird because I said just before we drank this that they've gotten better with proof for me, and then this is the lowest proof one. And maybe our palates are just changing towards this stuff because we've had a few things that are maybe have some similarities that we've liked.
Yep.
A little bit of salted caramel.
That's a good call.
You know, remember we talked the other day about like how the flavor of something reminds you of the texture of something, like the sugar grains.
Yes.
When something's really brown sugar forward, it almost reminds you of that texture when you drink it. So I kind of have that on this a little bit.
Okay.
So this is going to be weird to drink three completely different. These have nothing in common except for the weird bottle.
I suggest this is probably the most unique flight of whiskeys. You know, that a whiskey channel is going to be doing this month.
Yeah.
Maybe this year.
I would have never ever picked these three as like a, hey, we should do a flight. This is
And maybe that was her theme is, can I make them sick?
Yeah, I like these other two. I mean, this one's a little weird.
It is weird, but I like it as well.
It's good, yeah. And I like the Tin Cup tenure too. So
yeah, this one I actually really like.
And I'm not doing water in between. I'm just gonna plow through them.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Ooh, great nose on this.
I almost skipped it.
This one's also brown sugary and oaky.
Definitely really more of the oak.
Yeah. 10 years, you're gonna have that.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe like those caramelized wood sugars is more
I was almost gonna go with wood chips. You know, almost like a sawmill kind of.
Yeah, nice and oaky.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that oak sweetness, definitely caramel on it.
A little spice. We said like 82 proof, 84 proof? 80. It's right there on the red. 84 or 94. I think it's 84.
84. To get our readers on for this. All right, let's go in for it. Weird. This is coming across much smoother. Like this has far less bite to it. A great bite on the nose.
I think it has a bite initially, and then it mellows real quick.
Very quickly.
I just happen to really love this flavor, so it's hard for me to criticize it. It would be nice if it were a tad higher proof. Like if at 100 proof, I think it'd be amazing.
So this, what was the Willet pot still again?
94.
Okay, so these being at the same proof point?
No, this is 84, right?
Oh, that's 94.
94, 84.
Oh, okay, I thought they were both 84. Yeah. That's why I'm getting a little smoothness off of this. Got good flavors.
I like it a lot.
I felt like the bite just dropped off there, so I guess I was off on the proof, so now that makes sense.
It's weird, the proof is at the very beginning, and then it's way late at the finish.
Yeah.
But there's a nice, mellow flavor profile that I really like.
Sure.
It's not as kind of sweet as bourbon, but it's a nice...
But it's not without its sweetness.
No, it's not. Know. And it's a nice, easy drinker.
Yeah.
And it does, like, you can tell it's 10 year. Like, the oak wood notes are pretty prominent.
Sure. So. All right, let's go in for some coffee mellowed. So Stillhouse is bourbon that is mellowed in coffee beans.
So it's not coffee flavored, but there's a little bit of a...
They put it in a vat with some coffee beans and let it chill out for a while. Or maybe they filter it through coffee beans, like the same way that would be like the Lincoln County process with
But charcoal. Are they green coffee beans or are they like roasted?
I would assume black because it's called black.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, it doesn't say.
But there's a tiny hint of coffeeness to this.
There is, but it's still got enough bourbon.
Yeah. It's a
flavor to it. The nose is nice and sweet, despite the fact that there's a coffee note. There's a vanilla note too.
There is. Caramel.
It's almost like a coffee with like some flavored creamer. You know, because it's got that sweetness to it. It's got the coffee note, but it's got like a flavor of something.
I feel like it's how my wife does coffee, where it's mostly creamer, a little bit of coffee.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
I think I've said before, I do my coffee the exact opposite of how I do my bourbon. You know what? I gotta tell you, this is not bad. I actually like this.
I like it too.
Yeah.
I think he gets a lot of criticism on the internet, but
yeah, probably. I mean,
everything gets criticism.
It's in a gimmicky bottle, and it's people probably look at it as a flavored bourbon. But I mean, it was an interesting experiment to do this with bourbon, and I think it definitely has its place.
Yeah.
You know what we should do?
It's got some nice richness. Toffee. It reminds me of a toffee kind of flavoring.
Yeah. We should...
Are we going to do the Ben special?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely happening. I'm just making sure they're all about the same level.
I noticed.
But what we should do is just call this Unfair Flights, because we're just drinking stuff that has nothing to do with each other, no water in between them, and just judge them.
But it's not like we're like picking one or anything like that. The question is, can we discern a theme? And
close enough.
Well, you're never getting it figured out now.
Maybe the answer is in the blend.
Okay, this is it's 80 proof, 84 proof, 94 proof. So it's not proof.
The taller the bottle, the higher the proof.
You think that She's clever.
Boy, that would... I mean, that's a coincidence that I noticed that just because you went like this when you said the proofs.
So Willet has 6 characters.
Proofs.
Tin Cup has 6 characters. Stillhouse has
a bunch.
At least 6 characters.
We're both trying to count this. I feel like we were both looking like, yeah, it's got a few characters. To not look stupid. I still don't have it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what she picked as a theme.
I'm going unique bottles.
Yeah, I agree. Classy bottles. I really, when I saw this one and I saw this one, I really thought it was bottles that she had picked because she actually bought this one and she was looking for that one. I don't know which one of us found it, but that one she found. And
I like how she doesn't drink bourbon, but she likes to buy bottles.
Well, totally. Yeah, I mean, she goes out.
I have to get my wife on board with this. She's excited to go buy bottles.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, the blend is not bad.
All right. The Ben Special.
Yeah, we should do this as a theme where we do 3 or 4 bourbons, and at the end we just blend all of them together. So as we're drinking this, let's bust out the note.
All right.
And see what we're
up against. I'll let you do the reading. Survey says...
Feels like I'm at the Oscars. Please don't hit me. Unique bottles. Boom. Nailed it.
Nailed it. Good call. Well, this was cool.
I feel like this was an easy one. Like maybe she was testing the waters.
Yeah.
Like the next one's going to have some weird code like, you know, the proof points all begin or end with a prime number or something.
See,
like
that's what I thought. That's why I kept going back to proof is she cares about numbers, but...
That would have been interesting if it would have been the taller the bottle, the higher the proof.
It is true, but next time, Leah, you gotta up your game.
Well, this was fun. This is kind of a fun little game.
It is.
You know, and it gives us an excuse to try different bourbons together. Because here's the thing, when you drink different stuff against each other, which we may do on like a Friday night when we're just hanging out, we tend to sample a few different things, but we don't usually do that on the channel. But it does influence what the next one tastes like, and sometimes you notice something different on a bourbon that you had never noticed before. And then, I'm liking blending all the stuff together.
It's a good idea.
So I think we should keep that as a theme.
It is. So if you want to interact directly with Leah, she manages the Bourbon Notes TikTok page, which I've been to a time or two. I don't think you've been there much.
I don't have TikTok because I'm afraid of it.
Yeah, I agree. But so if you want to chat with Leah, she manages that page, and you can suggest themes for future videos.
Sure. And it's interesting because out of all of our endeavors, the TikTok has the most subscribers.
Yeah.
And we have nothing to do with it.
Well, we film the content sometimes.
I don't know how
Not all of it.
I don't know how we should take that. But, you know, I guess maybe have Leah work on the channel for us.
That's a good idea.
Is what we need to do.
Yeah.
All right, well, do you have anything more to say about these 3?
Surprisingly, really liked it. I will admit I've owned this for about a year, maybe even longer, and was afraid to open it because I thought I would dislike it.
I thought it was going to be trash based on everything I've heard.
Totally wrong. It's good. I actually liked it.
And maybe this is a thing. Maybe you should go into every single bourbon assuming it's going to suck. And then you're just always...
That's how I live my life.
Yeah. It's like, this is going to be horrible. And then you're just pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right. Well, this has been, I don't know, what, a flight, I guess. Just
the unknown flight.
Yeah. On the Bourbon Note, I'm Ben.
I'm Greg. Cheers.